Jimmy's stunted at a certain age, right? His trauma, the world getting cut off, is like his understanding of the world from that period in which he was a kid, and it's all been perverted. Like I guess the Teletubbies stuff is a good example of that. Not only the religious stuff, obviously, literally turning the cross upside down. He's basically perverted everything in a sort of narcissistic way, which is what cult leaders do. It's what Trump does, and all these other people. But to your point that this is a lot about the pandemic, and I can definitely see that. I also think something that the first film really laid out is that this seems to only be happening on the island in the UK. Like, it hasn't spread outside of that. They're all quarantined. So we're not only talking about a person in this that's been sort of stuck in a time and place, but a society as well, because it's been cut off from everything. And I think in the UK, that was very much felt just recently when they, a lot of political stuff sort of cut them off from the EU and did all that. And there was a lot of rage built among people who were told certain things about the world. And I think right now we see that really being mirrored here in the US as we're cutting ourselves off from our allies and pushing everybody away. And the rage is really building. So in that sort of empathy, that radical empathy that Claire talks about, is in a world like that is really hard to get to find that grace for the people that have essentially raged and, been left in this sort of state of just being stuck, right? So yeah, there's so much going on. I love this film so much. Sorry. I could keep going, but I think my favorite, one of my favorite scenes is the conversation between Jimmy and Dr. Kelson, because it really starts to get at that through characters. And like you said, Dr. Kelson seems to be able to get people just to drop their guard. And so that whole interaction where Jimmy's just like, yeah, this is basically all bullshit, was really lovely. But he needed to keep his power. He needed to keep his stranglehold on, everybody that's following him. And so, keep that lie up was really nice.
It's interesting because it makes me think of I think you were on this conversation, Phil, but it makes me think of our conversation with Predator Badlands, where you have this really just domineering father who has this code you have to follow, and the minute he's on the outs, he's like, forget the code, the rules are out, let's do and it's we're seeing a lot of people commenting on this kind of pseudo machoism, this male fragility that is dominating and sort of is attached in many ways to this sort of, I don't know, this gathering of people looking for something in a world that seems lost now,